Hey there, everybody. Just going to be starting out here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show, if that's what we want to call it. Might be moving around here to see if I can find the right angle. And we have a kitten friend with us. She's letting us know that love is in the air. We don't really get much of a choice with her. She's going to let us know that she's staying, aren't you, girl? This is Trixie. She is. Well, you can see she's pretty damn cute. Oh, okay. Almost fell off my lap there. Nope. Okay, so let's get started here and see what we can come up with. I might try changing positions. Hey, honey. Okay, yeah. You're a good girl. Very good girl. She purrs really loud. I don't know if you guys probably can't hear it like I can, but she is a loud purr. Okay, so Trixie, we're gonna do some cards here. honey, okay, come here. You're antsy. I know you're antsy. You want to see what the energy is for the day. And you're in luck. That's what we're going to be reading for. So she might be a little distracting, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me move this back a little bit more. Let's see what we can come up with for November 17th. Maybe a little bit of the 18th is going to be thrown in there as well. Okay. Come here. Do you want to go play? Do you want to go play while I do my cards? Okay. She's got other ideas of what playing means. If you guys know what kittens are like, she's just full of both the piss and the vinegar, if you know what I mean. Oh. Okay. Gotta do cards, hon. Okay? You go down here. You are loved. You are appreciated. And you're gonna hop right back on my lap. I know you are. Yep. Okay. Sun's directly in my eyes, so let's try moving this over here and seeing what that looks like. All right, Trixie, I'm gonna stand up here. Okay. So right now I'm not needing this, but in case it starts getting cold, I have my jacket ready to go. I think that's why I wasn't over here last time. Don't think you guys can really see me. Or maybe I just need to position myself in the right way. Let's do this. Oh, the sun's out of my eyes. Let's see what this looks like over here. Okay, just trying some different angles here. Hopefully you guys can be patient with me. Not like you have a choice. I am holding you prisoner, so let's try this. There we go. Okay. I think we're good to go here. I think you guys can see me okay. The sun's not as bad in my eyes. Okay. Let's see what these cards look like. Pretty easy to see. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have the Energy Oracle, and we have the other cards here. So let's just get these ready, and let's get our generals going for the day, my friends. I got me a Starbucks coffee, hot and fresh and ready to go. I'm talking about myself, not the coffee. The coffee's good too, though. So let's see what we can do. Oh, that's good. That is good coffee. A little bit of steamed heavy cream. Never hurt nobody. So let's shuffle these up. Here we go. Shuffle them up a couple more times. This is just going to be daily general. Kind of seeing what's going on. Maybe going into the next day a little bit. Maybe a little sneakity-peekity into that next day. All right, one more time. One more time. Okay. We're on to our other deck here that we're going to be shuffling. Welcome all ye who have traveled here. Hopefully along the way you have found some resting points. The internet is a big place. All right, a couple more shuffles here. Okay, so we're going to put some energy cards down, and then we're going to put down some other cards here. Hey, Kimmy Pollock, how are you doing? And welcome to the channel. Don't think I've seen you here before. Okay. Let's shuffle it up. Let's shuffle it up. Let's doing one more shuffle here. We're getting right into the readings for the generals for the day. Okay, so let's take a gander at this, everyone. Gather around. Come close. I don't bite, and if I do, it's very soft. Little nibbles, okay? Little nibbles. All right, so let's read these cards first, and then I'll put down the other ones. So our first card that we have is the first chakra Archangel Michael. Okay, Michael is a very powerful card. He can be known as like the Jesus figure as well, right? And so it's a very, very powerful card. First chakra as well. And when we're talking about the first chakra, it's about the root. It's about identity, right? Oh, Kimmy, my first time. I've watched your videos before. Very good. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. Yeah, I definitely do readings and energy healing and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just doing the general. And then after we're done doing the generals, then we can move on to personal readings. I do charge for the personal readings, but you will get your money's worth. So let me get this on here. I have a sweater that I've been wearing here. Okay. All right. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. Let's move on here and see what we can find. So first chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay. If you guys know, the first chakra it's located kind of at the base of the spine. Okay. This chakra deals with identity. This chakra deals with identity, security. A lot of times, if this chakra is out of balance, our personality or our identity will feel out of balance. Thank you for the like, you guys. But our personality and our identity will feel out of balance. And so first chakra, Archangel Michael, is here to say that we're going to be doing okay. And if we mess up somewhere along the way, he has a giant knife and he will come after us. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, this is good. This is good. If the first chakra is flowing well, it means the other chakras are flowing well. So the first chakra is the earth chakra. Then we have the sacral chakra, okay, or the root chakra is the first chakra. Then we have the sacral chakra, which is water, and that deals with choice. Third chakra is about willpower and purpose, and that's a fire chakra, solar plexus for the third chakra. Fourth chakra is the heart chakra. That's about letting go, where the third chakra is about lighting a fire within yourself, going after it, having purpose, having ambition. The fourth chakra is about letting things go, basically letting things come and flow to you as they will instead of trying to force something. Okay. So with that being said, let's look at these other cards here. So then we have appreciation in reverse. And then we have woman holding a coin in reverse. I trimmed my fingernails, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried to grab really thin cards when you've trimmed your fingernails. Great difficulty is going to be what we're going to have today because this is a flat surface, so it's hard for me to grip on the card. So if you see me struggling like I am right now, know that that's why. Yeah, woman holding a coin in reverse. So, okay, you want it? She's wanting to come up again. Come on. Where are you? Trixie? Nope. Okay, yep. Come on, let's show the people. She'll come up when she's ready, which is right now. Okay. So take a look at this little thing. This is Trixie. She's our little kitty. And she is the most friendly little cat you have ever met. Okay. And you've probably met quite a few cats, but I'm telling you right now, most friendly cat. As soon as she sees you, she just starts purring and turns into a little butterball, little fur baby. Okay, so first chakra, Archangel Michael, working with identity, having security. That's a really good card too. Appreciation is in reverse though, and woman holding a coin is in reverse. So what we could be doing right now, the energy could be maybe we're kind of coveting what other people have. Maybe we're looking at what other people have, and because of that, it makes it so we can't appreciate what's going on with us. Kind of like the grass is always greener on the other side. I'm sure everyone's heard that saying by now. But when we have appreciation in reverse and woman holding a coin in reverse, I feel like we're not appreciating what's already ours. And so new experiences and new things to come from the universe that we could be grateful for aren't happening as much as they could be. You got to stay down here, honey. She loves coffee too, so she's a very weird cat, but she's very sweet. Okay, honey. Okay. Here, my dear. Let's put you down here. Okay. Appreciation's in reverse. Woman holding a coin is in reverse. Okay. When I see woman holding a coin in reverse, I think of passive income. So maybe we're looking at investing, but we don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. And this can turn into something where we are deciding that we could be thrown in the towel, so to speak. When I see woman holding a coin in reverse, I do view it as passive income. And passive income is money that you can make when you're not necessarily doing anything. Okay. We live in the internet age and you can make money in your sleep. So it really just depends on how you go about starting a business or having a business go on. Okay, there we go. Nope. And that does not want to. Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about here. So let's look at these other cards here and see what we got going on. And if this is any of you guys, let me know in a comment down below, or if you're watching this video live, kind of let me know what's going on. Okay. Let's do a couple more shuffles here. Another shuffle. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here, you guys. So underneath first chakra, Archangel Michael. I'm going to lay these cards down. Okay, this makes a little bit more sense, actually. All right, underneath the first chakra, Archangel Michael, we get the Two of Cups in reverse. So what this means, well, I'm going to read all of these together and then we can go into that. Underneath appreciation in reverse, we get the Death card in reverse. Okay. An eerie looking card, but death is not bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. The weather is amazing. It's a little chilly. Like yesterday, it was 60 degrees, 65 degrees, and now it's in the 40s. You just don't know what you're going to get in a desert environment. So, but it is a nice day. Then we have woman holding a coin right here. Hey, Cosmic Miss. Thank you for stopping by. I don't do free readings. I'm doing generals right now. That's about as free as they get. $10 a question or $25 for 3 questions. So if that's something you want to do, we can. So appreciation in reverse with the death card could be saying that, like I said, we're not appreciating things in our life now. We're taking things for granted. And so new things, new opportunities are not coming our way as easily as we would like. It's sort of like if you have a bar of soap, okay, and the bar of soap gets wet and you try and squeeze that bar of soap as hard as you can. You don't want the bar of soap to slip out of your hands, and so you squeeze it tighter and tighter and tighter. Eventually, it's going to take off anyway. But right now, we kind of have a stranglehold on things in our life, or we're not allowing new opportunities to come and seek us. Or we could have something where we feel like life and situations have to be difficult, and that's kind of where we're at. Okay. Yes, you're a good girl. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. And then we have woman holding a coin in reverse. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Then we have woman holding a coin in reverse. Okay, with the 2 of Pentacles upright. Okay. Honey, no. Ooh, you little no. She likes coffee. Hey, Rada, how are you doing? A cat that likes coffee. Never seen it before. Never seen that before. Our other cat likes bananas. But yeah, this is Trixie. You're just seeing probably her tail right now. She has the longest tail of any cat I've ever seen. And I have seen a lot of cats. In fact, I'm something of a cat gourmand, I guess you could say. I appreciate the deliciousness of cats. No, don't hop in there. I have a satchel over here. My kind of cat, coffee lover. Absolutely. She is addicted to cat fiend, right? Maybe that's too much of a dad joke, but cat fiend I thought was okay. You, honey, come here. Trixie, come here. You're gonna see me talking to her a lot, so I'm sorry, you guys. She's trying to see what I'm doing. She's trying to see if she wants to do this too. I think she wants to start her own YouTube channel, so I'm trying to encourage her. But she is into everything. This kitten energy, girl, honey. No. Awesome. I'm glad you guys love cats. Cats are amazing. They really are. They are into everything though when they're this age, and she is maybe 3-4 months old. So you can bet your ass she's trying to get it. Anyway. So, woman holding a coin in reverse, we get 2 of coins upright. Not willing to make choices, this to me is not willing to make choices or not willing to make sacrifices for what we want, because we're in a place now where we feel like things should just happen, and they're not. If things are not happening, but we're wanting them to, hold on one second, guys. Okay. If things aren't happening, but we're wanting them to, we can actually block off the flow of energy. Sometimes we want something to happen so much that we get to miss, or rather we do miss, the opportunity that could possibly present itself. Sometimes when I say we want something so much, what I mean is we become addicted to the possible outcome that something could have. And if something is trying to present itself in any other way to us, other than the way that we want it to happen, we'll say, no, that's not it. And we'll actually stop it right there. So we need to quit strangling life and realize that if we want what we already have, we're going to get more than we had before, if that makes sense. But death being, okay. All right. Death being in reverse is also a card where we are resisting change. Something is making it so that we're feeling very, very stubborn, and we're feeling like I kind of see someone who is kind of sitting there, they're laying back like this, their hands are behind their head, right? And you ask them to do something, you ask them to help you with something, they're like, ah, man, I don't want to do that, you know? That's kind of how I'm seeing we can be with life, right? And I'm not trying to call anyone out if you guys feel personally attacked. You know, I'm not trying to call anybody out. I do that too sometimes. It just depends. But being grateful for what we already have is definitely going to make it easier to attract new opportunities and new options in our life. Okay. So this is kind of the general reading here. Basically, it turned out to kind of be a financial one again, just because woman holding a coin and the two of coins here. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's shuffle some cards here. And I know me starting this video was a lot of me just setting stuff up here. Just didn't want to have the sun directly in my eyes or in your eyes, depending on where I'm sitting at this table here. Okay. That is Trixie getting into trouble, if you can hear little clanks and clinks. She's underneath the barbecue. Barbecue's not on or anything, so don't worry about that. It hasn't been used in a minute, but... Okay. I like being outside too. I should do it more often where I'm outside, and I'm going to try to do it more often. So Aqua, do me and my ex Killian get back together? I don't know if I should text first. I appreciate you. You know, you're asking a question here. So what I do, it's $10 a question. 3 questions for $25. I don't do free readings. And you guys can look in the links down below if that's how you want to pay, or you can do super chat. Either way is good. But let me look at something here. I started coming outside because the lighting just seems like it's better. If I hold a card up, you know, if whatever card I'm holding up, the lighting just kind of shows it much better. So I'm trying to figure that out. My lights that I have inside just don't quite do this justice, you know what I mean? And plus, I have an okay looking yard, so I figured, why not? Okay. So let's shuffle these cards again here. So until we get our first reading going into this, our first paid reading, again, $10 for 1 question, or we can do some energy work if you'd want for $10, or $25 for 3 questions, and the $25 can include some energy healing if you guys would like that. It's just an option. But let's do this until we get our first paid reading coming into this. How's everything going for you, Rada? I've seen you on the channel a little more. You said that one project you were working on, you finished up, so hopefully everything else is going good too. Sometimes we get busy, you know, I know that. Get really busy with life, things come up. Finally, awesome. So is that something you just have to do every now and then, or is that something that you have to do like every year? Like you have this busy time of the season or anything like that? Or something like that, I mean. You're absolutely welcome, Rada. I'm just curious here. Okay. There we go. A family business. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. So that makes it so it's definitely more of an intimately tied business to you, where you definitely have to put your all into it, right? It's not like you're working for someone else. You're working for the family. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so let's look at this, you guys. And let's see kind of what we can, a little bit of a breeze, Here's a card that we can talk about that we haven't really talked about. So what would it be? What would it mean if we had the World card in reverse? Okay. No matter what the reading is, whether it's love, financial, spiritual, it's going to mean kind of the same thing. The World in reverse is definitely a different kind of card. So the World is very similar. When the World is upright, it's very similar to the Wheel of Fortune. However, the Wheel of Fortune is just that. Fortune can be good or bad. We have ill-fated fortune, we have good fortune, we have good luck, we have bad luck. So the Wheel of Fortune, when it spins, what it's doing is it's moving forward and it's going through good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. And so a lot of times when we get the Wheel of Fortune card, it could just be that fortunes are going to change. And it doesn't mean it's going to be, I know I was talking about good and bad a lot, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be good or bad. It just means change, basically. But it can cycle between those two. So, but when we see the World card, okay, the World card is about taking very progressive steps towards something. When this card comes up upright, it means that you're taking progressive steps towards achieving something. The Wheel of Fortune kind of can be willy-nilly and kind of everywhere, but the World card is more about taking steps and moving forward. So that's something that we can talk about here. When it's in reverse, though, when the World card is in reverse, we're going to be talking about basically like things coming to a halt or a standstill. Maybe and when I see the World in reverse, I can kind of see it like the Hanged Man up in reverse as well. And the Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective. If the Hanged Man is in reverse, though, it's about not seeing things from a different perspective, or rather, like, imagine being in a situation and you're like, I've tried everything, I've done this, I've done that, but really you haven't exhausted all options. Okay, so it can be a situation like that. If we haven't exhausted all the options, but we say we've tried everything, then we're basically making the problem more difficult than it actually is. And when we make the problem really, really big and difficult, it's kind of like we're giving ourselves this huge mountain to climb, when in reality, if we just put a little time and effort into it, it wouldn't seem as daunting. Okay, I've done that too. I make mountains out of molehills all the time. Okay, so I do understand that it's difficult to do that, but if we just shift our perspective slightly, it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a hell of a lot easier for us to see what exactly is going on. So now, with that being said, if you guys have any questions about these cards here, the World in reverse, we can talk about that, or any kind of spiritually related material. Those questions are absolutely free. You guys want to talk to me about spiritual things? Let's go for it. There's a few exceptions to that rule, but other than that, yeah, I'll let you guys know, but feel free to talk in the comments if you guys want to. In the meantime, let's talk about how this card relates to let's say, love for this one. Okay, love being the first reading that we're going to talk about here. I'm going to put my cards in this box while we're doing this, just so they do not blow away. The wind is picking up a little bit, so okay. Alrighty. Put these ones in too. Still gonna do readings, but I just have to put these away when I'm not using them. Okay, so the World card right here in reverse for a love reading could be missed opportunities or a missed connection. It could be that, and I could see it this way, either we're being taken for granted or another person is being taken for granted, right? It could be we're not seeing our own actions that lead to these kinds of behaviors. I feel like the World in reverse is like a self-reflection card, because we have a lot of the cards that talk about the inner world, right? To me, the World in reverse is definitely more of the inner world instead of the outer. So this is focusing on the inner world. What are we doing in the inner world that's stopping us from achieving our goals? Okay. This woman here, she's sitting on top of the world, literally sitting on top of the world. In reverse, though, it's like she's almost going to fall off. She's getting ready to fall off to whatever it is that she's on. And sometimes we need to be taught something because we're way too stubborn any other way to learn it. Okay, and if we're too stubborn, we're not going to learn. We're not going to learn the lesson. Hey, Yasmin, thank you for stopping by the channel. So I can do for both of you guys, Yasmin and Era. Hopefully, I'm saying that right, Era. So I do $10 for one question or 25 for three questions. I don't do free readings, but you guys will get answers and we can work through this together if that's something you guys want to work on. But yeah, in the meantime, right now, I'm just talking about the cards. You guys let me know if you're interested in doing a paid reading. We can absolutely do that, okay? Feel free to interrupt me during this process. Okay, so world card in reverse could be getting in our own way, could be stubborn for the sake of being stubborn, not seeing things through a proper lens of perception, okay? If that's the case, if that's what we're talking about here, then it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for us to snap out of that because it's our own bias, right? We've kind of been locked into our own way of thinking. And if someone else tries to wake us up from a really good dream, or even if it's a really bad dream, sometimes we get angry at the person that's pushing us awake. And so that can be a situation that's really hard for us to work on because these could be lessons that are difficult life lessons for us to learn. Not impossible to learn, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. I have some planes flying by here. Hold on. Yeah, so we'll talk about this card in another way here. But so that bear that I was telling you guys about, it was a few blocks down from me, maybe about 5 blocks down from where I live. And this bear went and it climbed up a tree. And it has this thing with people. Apparently, this same bear has been around Utah in several different locations. But, oh, kitty. Okay. Hey, Neelam, how are you doing, my friend? I'm doing good. How are you? But that bear that I was talking about, they hopefully have it in a new location, and hopefully it won't come back into, the city again. At least not for us. But it's been around. It's been around, and so I thought that was interesting. Yeah, and then hold on one second. And then I've been trying to learn some new skills here. Just if we can talk here for a second, you guys can tell me, tell me your stories. We can go into this, but trying to learn some new skills, trying to learn how to solder or solder, right? I don't know how they say it in different countries. Apparently in America, it's solder. And that's actually pretty fun. You don't have to work with lead, but you got to be careful if you are working with lead. And I found out that a lot of these things that I want to learn, and I feel like for you guys as well, if this helps you, it's not as scary as we think it's going to be. I think the most scary part is how we amp things up in our mind before we go to learn something or try something. I think so, Rada. I think my Cashapp works. Is it not working in my description? That is kind of an old description. You let me know if that's working. If it's not, I can give you a link. I've got a link here. But yeah, I built up this thing in my head because I want to do like retro console mods, like Nintendo and some PlayStation things eventually, stuff like that, and then sell those possibly on Etsy or something else. But I realized that it isn't that hard to do these things, but so many people think it's very difficult. And I feel like if we just try something and realize we're not going to be great at it the first time, that makes learning a new skill a lot easier. If we put all this pressure to be really good the first time we try something, I doubt we're ever going to try any new skill because we're too scared to be humbled in that way. But I'm learning. I put together I don't have it out here with me, but I put together a little practice soldering board, put in capacitors and put in all this stuff, and basically what it does is you press a little button and it lights up. That's my skill level right now. I'm proud of it. Whoa, guys! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oof. Okay, that was. I don't know if you guys probably couldn't even see that. Huge fur balls flying there. Okay, two cats got in a fight. Trixie, the one cat, and then another cat. So, good thing I was out here. When we took her to the vet to get fixed, right? Because she's an outside cat, but we still wanted to get her fixed and everything. Because she's an outside cat, but she sleeps in our garage. We close the door. You know, she has food, water, a litter box, and all that stuff. And I don't remember doing this, but apparently I did. Had her claws trimmed. I had her claws trimmed when she was at the vet. Shouldn't have done that because now it's like she's fighting other cats with cotton swabs. Generally, she doesn't get into trouble, but she picks fights with much bigger cats, like adult cats, and she's still very, very dainty. So she needs to get a little older, and hopefully she and the other cats calm down. But yeah. Man, that just keeps going. One more sip, guys. Hold on. Okay. All right. So, did the link work, Rada, or did it not? Did it not go through? I'll look on YouTube here and see what the link is showing. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so Cashapp right here is going. My WLO link below in the description seems to be working. And my Cashapp seems to be working too. Okay, so I think we're okay with that. Hopefully that works for you, Rada. You let me know, but I'm thinking that should work. Oh, just having okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. I get you. So the world card in reverse, definitely the inner world could be having a hard time coming into the outer reality. And our inner world should sort of be reflected the same way we have the microcosm, the macrocosm, the tiny and the small. And if you guys look at the way solar systems are versus how an atom works, like versus how there's orbits and there's all these different kinds of things, the macro, the cells, the atoms and things like that, and the micro, or the macro and the micro, are definitely connected together. There's a lot of similarities there between things. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Rada, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so yes, it worked. It worked. Cool. All right, so you give me your question, my friend, and let's see what we can do for you. Move this a little bit here. There we go. I'm going to move closer like this so the sun doesn't get in my eyes, because if I go like that, let's do this. Okay. So let's see what we have here from Rada. And during that, is your friend Desi going to be okay with current health problem? All right. So let's look at this. So what I want to try with you, Rada, and I don't do this with everyone because I'm a little self-conscious. It's hard for me to do this. I feel like you'd be okay with it because you're someone who's been on the channel and you understand kind of my process. So I'm wondering if it would be okay if I connected with your energy moving into this so that I could possibly get some information on the health issue. Don't tell me what it is. Let me see if I can intuit what's going on and kind of go from there. And if I can't for whatever reason, then we'll just go to the cards. Okay. So I just want to try something with you. So let me open this up here. Okay. So give me a second. Let me see what I can feel first thing. First thing I'm feeling, possibly like a fogginess or like this creeping feeling in the back of my mind. It feels kind of foggy. Maybe it has to do with something with the head, or maybe it has to do with thinking, or maybe, but there could also be possibly something with the throat as well, or the sinuses. I'm going to see what I can feel though. Let me see what I can. And then for some reason, the right hand is showing up here. My right hand, I'm feeling like there was something with that. But let me keep looking here. So the word scratch came through, and as I'm hearing the word scratch, I'm wondering if it's like an infection, something with an infection, maybe lungs or kidneys, maybe. The word scratch, though, to me is saying like it started out small and maybe it's gotten bigger over time. And maybe that could be something. Hmm. Okay, so then I'm getting the word penicillin coming in here. Maybe something that she's going through is treatment resistant, or maybe something that they're going through is treatment resistant. I'm not sure. I myself am allergic to penicillin, so try to stay away from that stuff. Even thinking about it makes me feel uneasy. No, I'm just kidding. But I kind of feel like I'm bouncing a little bit of everywhere as I'm focusing on this. But the penicillin part is interesting. Maybe it's something that's long lasting as well, because I'm hearing the words embrace, like they have to embrace it, or they have to, maybe they can't quite do the same things they have been doing, and so they have to embrace a different kind of lifestyle. And maybe this has been difficult for them, even though it seems like they're handling it at times, like they're handling it okay, or they're trying to handle it as well as they can. And then the word resistant came in again. Resistance. Okay. Another thing when I hear resistance, right? I do think, and this is because I've been watching a lot of Dr. Berg videos and I started doing keto a couple months ago, but I could be hearing insulin resistance. So there could be something with the pancreas, right? That can be something that could possibly be coming up here. Possibly pre-diabetic or diabetic. That could be something as well that I'm kind of feeling here. But a lot of it that I'm getting, it feels like I'm hearing whispers and then I'm trying to piece those whispers together as best as I can. So before I make a complete ass of myself here, Rada, does any of this resonate? If not, I'll just use the cards. Female problems. Okay. Okay, so all right, female problems. Wasn't really, well, that's okay. Let me see if I know it's female problems, if I can possibly get anything from that, and then we can try the cards. Let's see, there we go. I have to practice somehow, and this is me practicing, so. Okay. I'll take my time here. Thank you, Rada. You're very sweet. Thank you. Sometimes it's easy for me to get the information with health, and sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. Um, kind of depends on the day I'm having, right? The only thing that's coming through here that I'm focusing on is it's possibly, if we're talking about a uterine, like maybe uterine wall or something going on, maybe PCOS. Is that one of the things that we're possibly talking about? Polycystic ovarian syndrome? Because that can be something that can lead to quite a bit of pain and discomfort. Um, okay. Okay. So it was all right. So that makes sense. Awesome. Okay. So PCOS. That is an interesting one. That is an interesting one. So let's dive into that and let's look a little bit more. Um, is she trying? Is there anything here? Is she trying to have a kid, or is something going on there with family? I'm wondering if this is tied to family or wanting to have a family, because the first thing I heard when I'm focusing on the PCOS is family. Um, I don't know if there was a miscarriage or if there was anything this person's experienced, but it feels like this could possibly be relating to. Okay. Okay. All right. So, very first thing I saw, Rada, was I'm not going to discount this. The other stuff maybe didn't make a ton of sense. First thing I'm thinking of here, and for some reason the appendix came in when I was focusing on this. Um, how is her blood sugar? Right. I mean, that's a weird question. I don't know how closely you know this person, but are they diabetic or pre-diabetic? And also, did this problem first start out as something that was minor, and then now it feels like it's turning into something a little more serious? She is overweight. Okay. Okay, she is overweight. Okay. So, I'm trying to remember the correlation here. Doctor says she needs to lose 20 pounds. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, there was a healthy way to lose 20 pounds. All she needs to do, okay, I've been doing keto for 2 months and I've lost almost 30 pounds and I'm healthy. All she needs to do is cut grain out of her diet. That's going to help tremendously. If she just doesn't eat bread, or if she just doesn't eat bread, or she doesn't eat rice, or she really cuts out the carbs, what can be happening right now in her body is, like I was talking about, insulin resistance. Okay, and insulin resistance happens when we are taking in way too many carbs and sugar into the body. And on average, if someone is gaining weight, it can actually be that kind of problem. So what will happen is when we're talking about keto, her body, if it does not have carbs to go off of, okay, no bread, no brown rice, no rice, just no carbs, because we do not need carbs in the human body. It's not something we need. It's something that is delicious. We don't need it. There isn't an essential carb. Um, so if she cuts carbs out, she will start losing weight. That'll help a lot. She'll start feeling better, and it can help with PCOS. It can help with PCOS. Partially, if I can remember right, I think PCOS and insulin resistance, because insulin resistance over time it inflames the whole body, right? And that can lead to weight gain. And so what's happening? She's eating these carbs, and every day, if she wakes up and she has more carbs, her body is sustaining itself off of the carbs, right? But if she has no carbs in her body and there's no sugar in her body is going to start burning the fat reserves. And so she's going to be able to lose weight just by doing this. So maybe tell her look into the keto diet. That might help. And it can start to reverse some of the stuff that's going on here. But if you're insulin resistant, that can eventually lead to diabetes. That can absolutely, and that was something I got, was insulin resistance. I had resistance, okay, and see kind of what's going on there. But here's the thing. So you asked me something here. You said this. You said, will she be okay with her current health? Um, if she is in severe pain, if she is doing that, then obviously right now she's not going to be okay. If she takes steps to try to mitigate that, like just try this out, right? There's nothing to lose here. Just cut out carbs. Try it for a week, okay? Try it for a week, nothing to lose, and kind of see what happens. See what's going on with that sort of thing. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose. But if I can remember correctly, PCOS and high insulin levels, I do think are linked together. Or insulin resistance is what you'd call it. Insulin is from the pancreas. And in most people, if we're having carbs on a daily basis, we're taxing our body on, let's see, so we're taxing our body 7 to 10 times more than it needs to be taxed. Okay. So we're actually really overexerting the body, if that makes sense. And you can check out Rada. You can check out Dr. Berg on YouTube. So it's this right here. I don't know why the doctor part not capitalized, but hey, guitar girl. So if you want, it's $10 a question or 3 questions for 25. You let me know if that's something you'd want to do, guitar girl. And welcome to the channel. But yeah, you're very welcome, Rada. Let her try that out and see what happened. Like I said, I lost, and it's visceral. Like it's the fat that's around my organs. I lost almost 30 pounds in 2 months doing this, and I have a scale. That's how I know it's fat that I'm losing and not muscle mass. So if she gets a good scale that can, there's these scales now that send electricity up. You don't feel anything. You stand on it barefoot, okay, mostly naked, because that's how we can weigh ourselves and get an accurate measurement. But you stand on there barefoot, and then it will tell you your muscle mass, how much water, weight, fluids in the body, and then it will tell you the different kinds of fat, because there's visceral, I'm correct, subcutaneous, is that right? Anyway, she gets a scale, that's going to help. That's going to help tremendously. And then she can see where she's losing weight, because we don't want to lose muscle. That's the thing we're trying to prevent. So keto can help with that. And then, okay, this is the other part, Rada. This part's important. The name of a scale with the electric. Let me look. We have one downstairs. I can't remember the name right now, but let me look here and see. Because she's going to want to compare. Let's see. Give me 1 second here, electric. Let me see if I can find it here. The one we have. Okay, so I think it's a body composition scale. So I'm going to look at that really quick. And again, Rada, I'm not, I can't say anything to like cure anything or do anything like that. So please just take this as advice, right? Okay, so there's a couple on Amazon. Hold on 1 second. You want to help her. Okay, and I understand, and that's admirable that you want to help. So if we're looking at this, again, I'm going to say this right now. We get the insulin down. Her insulin resistance go down. She goes into ketosis. Ketosis is when your body is burning fat as its fuel reserve instead of burning sugar and carbs that we ate that day. It's burning fat. And there's tons of success stories out there on people with this. And I'm one of them. I've lost 30 pounds in 2 months, and I'm healthy. I do intermittent fasting as well, and that's good. Other than standing up and passing out, every couple days, I'm fine. No, I'm kidding. But it's good stuff. It really is good stuff. Dr. Berg, and then the scale that I'm looking at, Rada, I don't know if you have Amazon. I don't know if you have Amazon where you're at. The one I'm looking at is this one. It's the Well, that one's sponsored. I wonder if we could look at another one here. Hold on. Let's see. This one's rated pretty good. I wish I knew the name of ours that we had. They can range in price. Just look up, okay, you do have Amazon. Okay, so body composition scale, and find the one with the kind of cheapest price and the highest reviews. There's one on there that has 62,000 reviews. You want it to look at body composition, BMI, stuff like that. And you want to see if it measures muscle mass. Okay, you're very welcome. If it measures muscle mass, that's going to help tremendously, because then you can see where you're losing weight, right? So, but you get the insulin resistance in check, cut carbs and sugar out of the diet as much as you can, the weight will just fall off. It will just fall off in a healthy way. My sister too is doing keto, and she had a whole body transformation. So she wasn't, obese before or anything, but her body has changed for the better. And yeah, so it really is good stuff. But yeah, so let me even see if I can find the video that I was telling you about. You're very welcome, Rada. That's very sweet for you to be trying to help your friend. But let me see if I can find this here so that you can look. Okay, so there's two videos I'm going to link to you. Okay, so Rada, look at these videos that I'm linking to you. They're not very long videos. These are not very long videos. One of them's 3 minutes and one of them's 4 minutes. So then we can look at this too. I think this is the other one.
So I had a recent question about.
So some of this stuff here. Let's do this. Awesome. Okay. And then here's the other one. Okay, there we go. And Dr. Berg is good with any of that kind of stuff. He's been helping me tremendously. Because when you do keto, you want to do healthy keto. Otherwise, not good things can happen. The body's much more sensitive when you're doing keto. And so it's harder for us to. Basically, I noticed if I didn't do healthy keto, I did not feel good. So when you do healthy keto, you feel better. And that's eating a lot of vegetables. That's eating a lot of the things that we were told that are good for us. But then the interesting part when I'm talking about keto as well is that you need to stay away from other sources of sugar too. And that means like sugars in fruit. Some fruit, like some berries, are okay to have, but there can just be way too much and it overloads your system. And then we go into insulin resistance, which over time, it inflames the body, and then over time we can be diabetic or pre-diabetic. And so that's why it's important to kind of deal with this now. And if you have any questions, Rada, on the keto stuff, I can help you with that. Like I said, 30 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds in about 2 months. And I'm starting to be able to see definition when I look in the mirror, because I do workouts as well. And so I feel like my body's already starting to change quite a bit. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys have any questions on that, on the keto part? I can help as much as I can. I've been on it for 2 months, and so I know a little bit. I know a little to help. So, but no carbs basically means. Okay, so Guitar Girl, you can see down in the description below. Um, there should be a link where you can donate. My Cash App and my PayPal should be right there, and then you can donate on either one of those that you would feel comfortable with. And so, like I said, one question for 10 or 3 questions for 25. So you let me know what you want to do, and then you can go ahead and ask your question after you've donated. I've got my phone right here, so I'll be able to tell right when we get the donation in. But yeah, it all stems from inflammation and stuff like that. And the other thing was too, I was taking, I had chronic, bad heartburn almost every night. Awesome, thank you, guitar girl. And I was taking two pretty strong. I mean, it was Nexium that I was taking, but I was taking 2 of those a day, and I was doing that for probably 3 or 4 months. I mean, it was chronic heartburn. It was, and the eventually the heartburn pills, they weren't working anymore. That was not working at all. And then I learned of a natural way to help cut heartburn down. And then I started doing this. Like I said, lost about 30 pounds in 2 months. And now I'm not taking the heartburn pills anymore. And it was getting bad there. I was taking 2 heartburn pills. And then after I ate, I would take a few Tums, so I was constantly taking antacids or putting them in my body. And heartburn, this is interesting here. Heartburn doesn't happen because there's too much acid in the body. It happens because there's not enough acid in the body. And when I found that out, you can just take apple cider vinegar. Doesn't taste very good. I mix it with some water and put in some electrolyte powder, or I put it in my smoothies. But you take that, and that helps to increase the acid that's in your stomach, and that's helped me tremendously. I'll get heartburn still every now and again. Nowhere near as bad as it was, though. It was scary. I don't know if you guys have ever had bad heartburn. Not fun to experience. I will tell you that right now. Okay. It's going to crack my neck here. Trying to think if I've had anything else happen. Hey, hon. Other than let's see. Oh, another thing. I still have some pain in my body, so I didn't get rid of everything. But I used to have this pain in my knees. I would go downstairs. I've got like a little gym down there, and I would go to work out. And sometimes my knees would just ache and throb during a workout. Like it just hurt. It hurt really bad. And each pound that you take off of body weight, right? Each pound that you take off takes off about 7 pounds of pressure on the knees. And so that's like almost 210 pounds of pressure that's gotten off my knees. And now my knees don't hurt anymore. I sometimes still have things with my ankles and stuff like that, but when I was younger, I had something happen, so that's why that's there. But yeah, it's helped with pain, and I've stopped having. I rarely get headaches. I haven't taken any pain relievers for a while, and like I said, I was not abusing, but I was using pills a lot to help with everything. And now I don't even take ibuprofen because I don't feel like I need to. When you do go into ketosis, though, you will go through flu-like symptoms. And lucky for me and my girlfriend, when we went through ketosis, we got COVID. So our bodies were like, what the hell's happening? And it's like, calm down, body, calm down. We'll get through this. But yeah, anyway, so it's an interesting process. The ketosis, it does give you flu-like symptoms. In our case, though, we actually got COVID, and so it's a little bit more dire. But yeah, you'll feel hazy out of it, possible mood swings. You'll have ketosis breath. Doesn't smell good, but that goes away. That goes away with time because your body is switching to another fuel source and it's burning fat instead of the sugar and carbs that you ate that day. Who's your good girl? She is such a sweetheart, guys. Okay. All right, so let's look at here what we got. So, Rada, did you watch the video? You're probably still watching them. They're not too long, though. Let's shuffle some cards here. We can just be talking about cards. Oh, you're okay. Guitar girl, you're just fine. You are just fine. I can talk enough for anybody. If you need me to fill the silence for a little while, trust me, I can do that just fine. So we're good. Don't worry about that. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I'm not saying what I'm doing cures or does anything like that. I literally can't say that because it's not. I'm not a doctor, but it's helped. It's helped me. It's made me feel much better. And I just didn't realize the amount of stress I was putting on my body and the amount of pain because I accepted it. I accepted that the pain was just normal. Like, just I tell myself, oh, I'm just getting older. So chronic pain, chronic heartburn. I mean, there were days where I woke up with really bad heartburn, took heartburn pills, did everything I needed to do, went to sleep with really bad heartburn. But yeah, that's gone away. And so I'm pretty grateful. Still comes every now and again, but not nearly as bad. And then I take apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I take apple cider vinegar. That just goes right away. Oof. Trixie, you got to keep me warm, honey. You have got to keep me warm. She's a very warm kitty, aren't you? Aren't you, girl? Hey, Starseed Glow, how are you doing? Like the name, by the way. Hopefully those star seeds are glowing super bright and growing super bright. Almost said grow in the dark, which I guess is a seed. Ooh. Bird just flew by and Kitty got nervous or excited or whatever cats do. Okay. You're very welcome, Starseed. Very, very welcome. Starting to get some good lighting coming in here where it doesn't look too bad. There we go. I can start to look over and not have to squint, so that's always nice. All right, so while we're waiting for another donation here, let's and if you guys wouldn't mind liking and subscribing on the video, I would appreciate that. But I'm going to do this right here. I'm just going to pull a card, and let's have this card be the energy for tomorrow. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, one more shuffle. Let's get it going. All right, this will be the general energy for tomorrow. Okay, this is a good card here. 8 of Swords, okay? You'll notice when you look at this card, this person that's standing right here, thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate that so much. This person that's standing right here, we have these swords pointing at her. Her head isn't in the middle of these swords. In fact, she's putting her head down willingly. And all she would have to do is pull her head back, and she would no longer be in the sight of those swords. Okay? You're very, very welcome, Rada. You're very welcome. So, the Eight of Swords, this is for tomorrow's energy. The Eight of Swords is a card where we could be getting in our own way. We could be self sabotaging, and possibly while we're self sabotaging, we call that progress. Hey, Kathis, how are you doing? And that right there is something that I've struggled with. Maybe you guys have too. Have you ever made a task much more difficult than it needed to be, just out of sheer stubbornness, just out of, I'm almost getting angry thinking about it. I've done it so many times. I've made something so much more difficult for myself because I've told myself it's going to be hard to do. It's going to be impossible to do. And then I go about doing it in a way where someone's like, why are you doing it like that? You know, that's what I'm talking about. If we're doing that, making something more difficult for ourselves, that's something that kind of sucks, doesn't it? And we can step out of that way of thinking. Now, with, put it on the bottom, yeah. With this card, okay, I want you to look at this as well. Swords. And Angela, how are you doing? Swords right here are mental. Swords are mental energy that we're talking about. When we're talking about the mental energy, when we're talking about the mental world, how do we feel? How do we feel with that? A lot of times we make ourselves suffer mentally because that voice in our head, we haven't become friends with it yet. That voice, that harsh criticism that's in our head, we have not befriended it. And so it can be hard for us to think. It can be hard for us to focus on kind of the issues that we need to focus on. Because sometimes there can be self-pity, self-sabotage, things like that. And so it's that kind of energy. Tomorrow, we could have a situation where we could feel powerless, we could feel helpless. But I want you to realize that if we take a step back from that, we could actually see that there's another way we can accomplish this. And maybe feeling sorry for ourselves or putting ourselves in that state will actually take us a lot further away from where we need to be. So I'm not saying there won't be an issue, but what I'm saying is maybe we look at it a little differently if we can. Because a lot of times we struggle. We struggle to look at something differently. I know I do. I'm a Taurus. Hello, nice to meet you. Very stubborn in a way that sometimes is nonsensical. Sometimes it's sensical. But most of the time, it's just me being stubborn. Hey, D, how are you doing, my friend? Most of the times, it's just me being stubborn because I have a way I like to do things. And if someone tries to interfere with that, even if it's wrong, I get upset. I'm starting to let go of that now a little bit. But you have to take that inner voice and turn it into a friend, turn it into an ally, and then things become a lot easier. Yeah, a lot of us with perfectionism, you know, we struggle with not only perfectionism, we struggle with people pleasing, and then we feel like other people are much more important than ourselves, right? And when we are that way, it makes it so that we put our power in other people's hands damn near constantly. And having that power for ourselves would be nice, wouldn't it? We care about other people. We're good people. We're empathic people. We care about other people. But when it comes to turning that love on ourselves, we're kind of like, ew, gross. Who loves themselves? Oh, that's narcissistic if you love. There's all these kinds of labels, but loving yourself, being confident with yourself, and having that, that's a very beautiful and very good thing to have. It's not being selfish. It's something that we need. Hi, Yadu. Let's see. Yadu Argawal. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Welcome to the channel. So I do $10 a question or 25 for 3 questions. Oh, let's see here. And okay, so Guitar Girl just sent her money here. I did see your name, but if you don't want me to call you by your name, I can just call you Guitar Girl. So you sent your money here. So let's see what we can do. I don't know why that went off. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay. All right. So let's do this. So Guitar Girl, or GG, as I'll call you, which also stands for good game. So GG already. I want to know how Jimmy feels about me. He's a Virgo and I'm a Libra. Okay, let's look at this. So Virgo and Libra, I have a feeling analysis is part of the relationship. When we're talking about Virgo and Libra, I always think of analyzing. And if you guys look at me, you could see me as Virgo and Libra because I am all of those. I am Virgo. I'm all the earth signs, all the air signs in my natal chart. 1 degree in Pisces, no fire at all. And so if it sounds like I'm poking fun at you, I'm not. I'm the exact same way. All right, let's see what we can do here. How does Jimmy feel about Guitar Girl? And thank you so much to Guitar Girl for your donation. I appreciate that, you guys. Helps keep the channel going. You know, that helps keep everything moving along. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that you just lost your job, Chloe. So what we can do here, just give me 1 second. Hold on. Getting things going here. So okay, so all right, so Chloe, just so we're clear on this, I do Cash App and PayPal, right? And I know you did a super chat, and I appreciate the super chat. I generally charge 10 American dollars for one question. I do realize you just lost your job, and I can sympathize with that. If you would want to do another 5, because I think that's Australian currency, if you would want to do another 5, I can go ahead and answer your question in that way. I don't have my prices on the screen. I generally have my prices on the screen, and I probably should put them in the description. But yeah, it's generally $10 a question, or 25 for 3. Hopefully that makes sense. Libra, Aries, Taurus. Oh, okay. Okay, DG. All right. And I'm let's see, I'm a Taurus Sun, Aquarius moon, and Capricorn rising. Thank you so much, Chloe. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so you will be next after Guitar Girl. Hopefully that works for you. Okay, so same thing here. So Starseed Glow, I do $8, or if you could do another 8 on top of that. If you could do another 8 on top of that, because it's $10 a question when we're doing readings with me. So, hey D3, I am doing only donations. I don't do free readings. I do general readings for free, but those aren't specific. So I'm going to look at Gigi here, Guitar Girl. And please, guys, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, so Starseed Glow, if you wouldn't mind doing another 8. If you guys pay through Cash App or PayPal and you pay a little less, I can refund your money. I cannot do anything on here. I cannot refund anything if you do Super Chat. I hope all is well for you too, D3. I really do. Everyone has been so nice and so kind today. I really appreciate it. I might need to go inside here soon because it may not look super cold where I'm at. It's super cold where I'm at right here. I think my butt's stuck to the chair though, so this will be an adventure for all of us. Whew. Okay, so for Gigi, here's what we got. Man, that breeze. Okay. We have this. So this is interesting right here. So Gigi, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. And I'll tell you what all of these mean. I'm just going to show you the cards first. Then we have the Hanged Man. And it looks like he's upright, but the Hanged Man should be like this if it's upright, which I know is confusing. It's always confused me. I don't know why it's that way. And we'll explain that. Actually, these two major arcana cards together, I think, make a lot of sense. And then we have Eight of Wands in reverse. All of these are in reverse. And so I'm going to say right now, Eight of Wands, to me, has very strong major arcana vibes. Okay, Eight of Wands to me is a very powerful card. It's very quick moving energy. When it's in reverse, though, something has stopped, something has ceased. The Hierophant in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse, either one or both of you is refusing to see something from someone else's side. That's what I'm feeling here. Maybe there was an argument. Maybe it felt like a connection broke. Or it could just be not seeing each other how you guys want to be seen, right? There could be something in the relationship where, and then I'm seeing powder for some reason. I'm seeing like white powder for some reason. And I don't know what that means. Sometimes I get psychic impressions. They mean something. Other times, maybe it doesn't mean anything in that moment. And then my nose started to get tingly too. So that was interesting. Something's rattling something back there, so I was just looking. But let's look a little closer at these because I have these energy oracle cards, and let's see what we get here. But so Taurus or Hierophant in reverse is a Taurus card, right? So when we're talking about the Taurus card, when we're talking about the Hierophant in reverse, it could be non-traditional energy. So maybe there's a non-traditional lifestyle, or maybe something's going on here. And there could be something. I got hurt with him because I wasn't there for him. See, I got hurt with him because I wasn't there for him when I was crying, and he just said, okay. Okay, so I understand this. Okay, refusing to see something from another person's perspective. Absolutely true. Wait, he wasn't there for me. Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. I didn't know for sure. So that makes, okay. Thank you for clarifying that, Guitar Girl. I appreciate that. Yeah, that can be something that you have every right to feel frustrated about. I believe if you're feeling angry, you're feeling upset, someone isn't seeing your pain in your world, or someone doesn't know how to respond to you, that can be difficult to deal with. A lot of times when we're crying or we're upset, we don't want the person to fix the problem. That's not why we're crying and we're upset. We want the person to listen to us, to be there for us, and to be close with us when we're feeling vulnerable. Okay? And a lot of men do not have that skill set. And that's on him. That has nothing to do with anything you've done. That's on him. If he can't comfort you when you're crying or you're upset, that's something he needs to work on. Absolutely, that's something he needs to work on. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So right now, because your question was, want to know how Jimmy feels about me. He's a Virgo and I'm a Libra. I feel like Jimmy, or we'll call him Jimothy, I feel like there's something here. Wait, he wasn't there for me. Right, he wasn't there. Absolutely, he wasn't there for you. He wasn't able to provide something. All you wanted was some comfort. All you wanted was something where you could feel like, okay, maybe we can handle this together, or okay, I feel safe enough that I can be vulnerable with this person. I can be open with this person. And so when I'm seeing this, when I'm seeing these cards here, I'm wondering if maybe something happened where has Jimmy done this in the past? Has this been something Jimmy does in the past? Is when you need them, they're not available, or are they someone you would say is avoidant in nature? Because to me, with the way he handled this situation, it sounds like there's avoidance. It sounds like there's someone who avoids emotional intimacy or getting close in an emotional way. And that can be an attachment style that we're talking about here. I'm going to draw some more cards here. So let me look here. Okay. All right. Okay, so that would explain why I saw that. That would explain why I saw that. Maybe I was going into your energy, okay? And I'm glad. I'm glad you're sober. I'm glad you're doing that. Um, I was feeling energy, the nose tingling, and the white powder. So there was something there that I was feeling. Um, I wish I could be more specific on what it related to exactly. I'm still learning. I call this a practice because I'm still learning. So it could just be the past energy. It did feel. Sorry. She's grabbing a rock. The kitten's grabbing a rock and playing with it. It's really cute. So let me look at this. Let me look and see what we can get here because I'm going to do some energy cards underneath. But this could come down to attachment style. Absolutely. This could be something. But thank you for being okay. Thank you, Guitar Girl, for being vulnerable and letting me in on that. I do appreciate that because I understand talking about stuff like this can be scary and I don't want you to feel that way. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to do anything like that. Just here to help if I can. So let's do this. Let's shuffle. Let's do 3 times here. And we'll do some more cards here. Awesome. Hey, awesome. Right there. Okay. I mean, the part where you're 3 months sober. He used to be there, but has gotten avoidant. And I'm over 3 months sober. That is awesome. That is so cool. I love hearing that. And I can only imagine that is a difficult kind of process. But the fact that you're 3 months or over 3 months, I am so proud of you. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so let's do this here. See what we can get. I love hearing that very much. Okay, so let's do. Whew, man, my hands are chilly. I'm going to get inside here in just a second, you guys. So when you see me have a change of scenery, know that that's why. Okay, and then we got this card here. Whew, then we got this card. Okay, so I'll show you what we got. I don't know why I set them down so that I have to use a claw to kind of grab them. I clipped my nails, and so I am defenseless. We have the Sun card in reverse underneath the Hierophant. Okay, so what this means to me is that it feels like things are unfolding in a way where we're not seeing, maybe it's hard for us to see the positives at times. And with this person, it feels like there is avoidance, absolutely, because there is. But it could also be a situation where we're crying, we're upset, and our situation is made much more difficult because then on top of being upset, on top of crying, we have to deal with someone who does not know how to be there for us. Okay, so I understand that is a painful process. But I want you to know, hi Laura H. I want you to know, Guitar Girl, that, and you probably already know this, you're not doing anything wrong by asking for this person to be there for you. And if this person, Jimmy, makes a big deal out of you being emotional, please understand that that's absolutely normal. At least you're honest and you're true with yourself. A lot of people have lost that in this day and age. A lot of people have lost that honesty and truth with themselves. The Hanged Man in reverse. This I'm getting here. Okay, I'm not getting it here. I'm really trying. I'm so sorry. This table is like completely flush, and these cards are super flat, so it's really hard to grab them. We have Cornucopia underneath the Hanged Man in reverse. So something is telling me, Guitar Girl, that with this kind of connection, with things going on here, that I do feel like things will get better. I do feel like things will get better, but I'm feeling like things are going to get better because in the time to come. No, you're good, Laura H. If you want to send a super chat, so it's $10 a question or $25 for 3. So you let me know if that's something you'd want to do. But no, it's not too late. But yeah, so Cornucopia here, I'm feeling like things will get better. I am feeling like things will definitely get better, but maybe we need to see things differently. Maybe we need to see if this person, this Jimmy person, is going to be there for us, because something's telling me if you're upset and this person can't comfort you when you're upset, right? Then that's going to be something moving forward that needs to be addressed and needs to be discussed. But if this person is being avoidant, it's not your job to try to make them listen to you. It should be their job. That should be something that they're doing. So in my opinion, I would see with Jimmy, right? I would see if you could talk with him and bring stuff up and see how he reacts. That's going to be what I would do. Just because it's not fair to you if you're in a situation where another person, like I feel like a Guitar Girl, you're putting in so much effort in the relationship, and if he's not willing to meet you at least halfway, maybe 40% of the way, because men have a hard time going halfway. If he's not willing to meet you at that level, that's going to be difficult for you, and you're in recovery and you're focusing on getting things better. So you need stability. You need something where there's more stability and there's more like positive energy going on here. Because, like I said, if we're crying and we're upset, and this is going to sound weird, but that's a beautiful thing, because you know why? It means we're in this life. It means we're focused. We're in the moment. We're in the present. We may be sad, but it means that we're here. It means that we're fully in our body and we're letting our emotions out. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's something we've lost. We really have. Hey, Amber, how are you doing? I am doing good. How are you doing? So, and the reason I'm saying that too is the Eight of Wands in reverse is the energy kind of stopping. So this halted things. I mean, obviously this would halt things. And the Eight of Wands in reverse is that kind of energy. So how does Jimmy feel about the connection? I'm not getting a lot of feeling cards. I don't feel like Jimmy at this point in time is much of a feeler. I'm getting cards that are kind of stating facts and being more logical than we're talking about more of like a thank you, Amber. I like the outside vibe too. I am getting very cold though. So actually, oh, thank you, Laura H. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do, Guitar Girl. I'm still going to be on your reading. I am going to head inside because the tip of my nose and the bottom of my toes is getting very cold. So I'm going to take all of these cards. I'm going to go inside. You guys are coming with me. I'm not turning the computer off. But I'm also going to find a charging thing here. And again, Laura, thank you for the donation. Okay, let's do this. Hey, kitty. Trixie is the cutest kitten / cat. I mean, she's an older kitten, right? But she is so cute. Okay, so let's do this. And get things going here. Hopefully everyone is having a good week so far. I know I'm having a good week. Just being able to do these lives and connect with you guys. I feel like after I've done a live and I've connected and I've helped you guys, I feel like we're putting good out in the world. I feel like both of us are benefiting from each other, when we're working together, right? And let me do this here. All righty. Let's take our phone. Yes, Amber, I'm still taking questions. Absolutely. I'm going to have to go in and start jotting some stuff down for you guys so that I can put you in order. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. And thanks for the like, whoever liked the video. I appreciate that. I'm going to throw this away, a Starbucks, a steamed heavy cream black coffee from Starbucks. Actually pretty good. Pretty tasty, honestly. Oh, man. All right, everyone. I got my satchel. And you guys are coming with me. And it will be against your will, so prepare. Let's do this. Let's see. Where can I get in? Hopefully we can get in over here. This is my laptop, so if I'm holding it kind of weird, I can't quite muster the finger strength to hold it normal. Chilly cold. Okay. Oh man. Whew. Oh, I can feel the color coming back in my face. Damn, that was cold. I'm gonna get you guys all settled in here and see what we can do. Okay. Okay. We're in my room now, so should be able to give you guys a little bit more of a reading here. Grab my cards here. So, Guitar Girl, so far, is what I'm saying resonating with you? Because as I'm talking with you guys, as we're doing these kinds of readings, if you guys want to talk with me, I would love that. Thanks again for the like. Having a hard time talking. Okay. Okay, so it is resonating. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go a little bit more here. We're going to go a little bit more. So I realize I can't help it. Sometimes when I'm connecting with people, you did pay for a reading, so me connecting with you, I feel like is okay. Sometimes I forget to ask permission before I get psychic messages. But when I receive a psychic message, I'm going to say what it is. Me holding it in, that doesn't help anybody, right? So hopefully it shows validity for what's going on, and then everything else I say can kind of go from there because it's kind of an evidential thing. Yeah, I just hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so first thing I'm seeing here is Guitar Girl, Gigi. What would you say? Because I'm feeling an energy pull here. Not at all. Awesome. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Whew, man. All right. So I'm feeling some energy here, and what I'm seeing, and I know this is going to seem weird. I know that probably means nothing to you, but what I'm seeing is wavy energy. And I feel like the wavy energy makes it so possibly this person could be moody. It could range from being kind of calm to more aggressive. We love what you do for us. Oh, thank you, Rada. You're very sweet. Very sweet. And I love having you guys here and just being super supportive. Everyone has always been, you guys have just been great. I mean, I'm able to do what I love, and you guys have made that possible. So I appreciate that so much. This one's Yoshi. All right. He's a good boy. He's a big boy, but he's a good boy. So you let me know if that makes sense, Guitar Girl. Is there some energy here that kind of shifts and changes that feels kind of quick? Or like mood-wise, I guess is what I would say. Is there a lack of self-awareness for this person? Is that something I could say? Yes, heavy cream is good on keto. So I'll just say this really quick. On the keto diet, you can have heavy cream. Like I said, I've lost about 30 pounds in 2 months doing keto. It hasn't even been 2 months. November 22nd will be 2 months. But I've lost about 30 pounds. Heavy cream is good. Buttered coffee with MCT oil is really good. Something you need to get used to. Gives you a good boost of energy. And then just staying away from carbs and sugar. So no potatoes, brown rice, grains, stuff like that. But yeah, so Jessica, you let me know if that's making sense so far. Not the keto stuff, but the possibly this person's mood or how they are. And then I'm going to write down people in order here because we had this. The waves resonate with me. Awesome, Chloel. Awesome. The waves are interesting. The wave represents the ebb and flow. My art style being very stick figure-ish, does not represent the ebb and flow. It represents, well, let's say a lack of talent in that area. I can draw some things, but not like this one. I did draw that. And flowers are absolutely one of my favorite things. It's kind of hard to see, but flowers are absolutely one of my favorite things to draw. Okay. Thank you, Laura H. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So, yeah, Guitar Girl, I'm just waiting to hear from you if what I was saying about the mood and stuff. Okay, perfect, awesome. I'll just show this one. That's not wanting to focus. Anyway, that was another one. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see what she says here. I don't know. He's an introverted Virgo. I don't think he knows how to process emotions. He's always nice for the most part, but the waves would be like we are in and out of each other's lives. Like we will hang out for a while, then we stop for a while. Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So the waves would represent the ebb and flow, the push and pull, right? So we're talking about, well, we're talking about energy. That's primarily what we're talking about. So are you wanting, when you say you guys hang out with each other, you stop for a while, you hang out and you stop, is it in a way that is like, because when I saw the Hierophant in reverse, it didn't feel like a traditional relationship, right? The Hierophant in reverse is the lack of there being tradition. And we all know tradition is just peer pressure from the dead. If anyone has anything else to say, fight me on that, because I think that's true. But that's what I'm seeing there, is that there's maybe something here that feels non-traditional. Maybe is it more lax or more non-committal? Is that kind of the energy that I'm getting here? Okay, so I'm going to write down who's next in line here, because we had, let's see. Okay, so we had, we're on GG now. And then I don't think we had another person. So we had GG and then Chloel. Yeah, okay. So GG, okay. Chloel. Like that name, Chloel, that's a cool name. We had, okay, and then we had, okay. So right now the list is going to look like this. Yeah, we talked about, hold on. It's Chloe. Okay. Okay. Rada, it's MCT oil, and it's a coconut based, it stands for, is it monochain triglyceride? It stands for something. It's coconut based. You put it in the coffee with the butter, and it helps. It still keeps you in an intermittent fast when you're doing keto. And Amber just sent, okay, all right. So let's do this here. And I saw what you said here, Guitar Girl. I am so sorry. I'm just getting everything organized here. Okay. Okay, then let's look at. Okay, see, that's it right there. Okay, that's it right there. We talked about hooking up. Okay, perfect. Thank you for being lax with me, guys. I am trying my best here. Okay, so we talked about hooking up, but he doesn't know I want more. Okay, see that right there? That's one thing. That's one thing that can lead to a lot of miscommunication. Okay, so I've talked about this on the channel. Maybe we're scared to say we want more. That can absolutely be something. Okay, we're scared to say that we want more, possibly out of a relationship. And that can be with a family member. Like, we're scared to say that we want more. We want to feel more love. We want to feel more appreciated with a family member, or in a relationship, like a romantic relationship. We could be scared to say that we want more because maybe we feel like we don't deserve it, or maybe we feel like we wouldn't be understood by asking that. So I can understand. And a lot of this stems from, like, if we're okay, and that was the other one. Okay, and then we had Laura. Okay. Okay. Or Laura. Laura. Have a hard time with that name. Okay. And okay. Okay. All right. So, like I was saying, if the person doesn't know that we want more, then that's not something. And I'm not saying you're holding him to it. Yes, he is adorable. I'm not saying you're holding him to it, but it's important when we're talking about relationships that before we get in one, we kind of, I feel like the best thing to do before we get into a relationship is we say what we're expecting out of it before anything happens. If you're doing a couple dates, then saying what's going on can seem kind of a little quick. But if this is something that's been going on for a while, when you guys get on again, off again, when you guys come back on, maybe say what you're expecting out of it and then see if he still sticks around, because that's when you'll know that this person will be there, right? But I can understand if we grew like certain ways we grow up, it's hard for us to ask for someone to be there for us because we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of hearing that someone wouldn't want to do that for us. Okay. Um, but that's kind of where I'm coming from here, is that we need to be forthright and honest with what we would want the connection to be. If you're wanting something more, Guitar Girl, it's important for you to voice that, because then you both know where you're at. And I'll say this right now: if the connection for some reason ends after that, then it wasn't really the connection you were looking for in the first place. That doesn't make it any less painful if that's what happens. But that's sort of where I'm at with that. So the way he's feeling, yeah, I'm not feeling there's processing of emotion. In fact, I'm feeling there is someone who is rather adept at running from emotions, rather skilled at escaping into something else. So that kind of energy can be really difficult to deal with. Like you said, it seems like they're nice. It seems like things are going on, but each and every one of us has a part of us that is kind of hiding behind the curtain, so to speak. And if someone isn't processing their emotions in really any way, that can lead to like a bunch of weird issues later on, because this person can be, they can fly off the handle sometimes. I'm not saying they do now, but it can lead to things later on. There needs to be something that's processing this person's emotions. Maybe they write, um, they sing songs, they like something creative as an outlet. But I would honestly say, I'm going to draw one more card here, and we're going to see what we can get here. But um, Guitar Girl, is everything I'm saying, is it making sense? I just want to know you're on the same page and you feel okay with what I'm saying. let's do this here. So right, it all makes sense. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, and I'm going to read something. I'm going to pull one more card talking about this connection. In fact, I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to do this card instead, or these decks instead here. Let's do, let me open this one and start shuffling. And in the meantime, I'm going to read something. I see posts on Instagram every now and again, and I'll give credit to the author, of course. But I feel like it's important to talk about these things when I see them, because it's kind of talking about situations that we are going through. So I'll read this and then I'll draw a card. Okay. I think I have it saved on here. So let me see. Here we go. And okay. I'm wondering if this actually relates to, okay, never mind on the post. I don't feel like it relates to this situation quite yet. I thought I had another one that was related to this situation. I don't. Okay, so let's shuffle these. These are the True Love tarot cards right here. Let's shuffle these and let's kind of see what we can get, okay? I know there's a bunch of cords and stuff back there. Guys, ignore that. Ignore all the cords. I have, at any point in time, like 10 HDMI cables out, USB cords, you name it. I've got them out. All right, let's shuffle. And please, you guys, if you would mind liking and subscribing, that also helps support the channel. And that one's for free. All it costs is a little bit of your attention. So I would appreciate it, though. And tickle the bell icon, too, if you guys wouldn't mind. That means you just go and you tickle it a little bit. One more shuffle for Guitar Girl, and let's look at the overall energy for this relationship. Moving forward with this relationship, what would be the overall energy? Okay, so this makes sense. This is the sexual freedom card. So, Guitar Girl, if this is kind of the situation, you said there's hookups and there's stuff like that. And so it kind of puts us in a place where if there is these hookups and there's things like that, and there could be the sense of a man being non-committal, and maybe we're afraid to ask for commitment, or we're afraid to appear not weak. I don't want to use that word because I don't feel like it's anything like that, but we're afraid to appear vulnerable, right? Oh, you haven't hooked up yet, but you did in the past, right? This is something where it's going back and forth, you said? Because this card would explain a lot. There's definitely, you know, the sexual part, or there could be the sexual part. But if there's no commitment, or if he doesn't know you want more, we pretty much said we want to, but haven't yet. Okay, so that makes sense. That does make sense. So I'll say this. I'll go out and I'll say this as kind of our end to this one here. So when we're talking about this, let him know what you're thinking. Let him know what's going on with you. And if this person feels the same way, that's great. If they don't, the connection may fall apart, but at least you understand where you stand and you can attract a new energy or a new person coming in. I want you to say what's on your mind, right? Because a lot of times when we say what's going on with us, we'll either get people that respond favorably or they don't, and then we get to know. Okay. So that's smart. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, so and that's something that can be really tricky to navigate around, right? If both of you were wanting a fling or a one night hookup or whatever, you guys were just wanting, friends with benefits kind of a thing, and both of you were wanting that, completely understand. That would be something where I feel like that'd be okay. Both of you are consenting to that, but where you're feeling like you are wanting more of a connection, and you feel like if he gets this from you, he's gone. Okay, if you feel like that's what's going on, then it is really important to talk about this. It's really important because I feel like being intimate with this person and then finding out later the kind of situation that's going on, I feel like that would hurt you a lot more if this person turned out to not be someone that you could trust, in that sense. I feel like you're thinking this through though, which is good. Um, but you just need to make sure both of you are on the same page. You need to say, I'm wanting something more. I'm wanting something more. And honestly, the way you're talking to me right now, um, you should be able to talk to him too. In fact, in a relationship, that would be something that would be more, let's say, two people working together. Um, you would be able to ask him these questions instead of coming to a third party. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to give advice and look at the cards for you. But you should be able to talk to him the way you're talking to me. You should be able to feel like you can do that. Um, so I feel like you've thought this. It seems like you've thought this through. It seems like you've really put a lot of thought in this. And I'm going to say, put it out there. Put out that you like this. Put it out there that you like this person. Put it out there that you might want something more than just a sexual connection, right? Let him know that he doesn't get to come in, do whatever he wants, and then he can just leave, right? Because if you give him the thing that we think he wants, and then he can just go, um, yeah, that's going to be, and that comes with setting boundaries too, and saying how we feel when we're feeling it. And if you're crying, you're upset, um, yeah, that creates a situation where we kind of got to see how he was, right? If you're crying, you're upset, and he couldn't really even muster up the basics. I mean, imagine if something was going on. Imagine if something was happening, and someone physically or someone like that was. You just would look at that person differently. You just would think, why can't this person comfort me even on a basic level? And so that would be something where I'm feeling like the sexual freedom part. I feel like that's in order, but I don't feel like the relationship part could be in order unless we express what's going on. So hopefully, Guitar Girl, that helps. That helps shed some light on the situation. One second here. But with any of these relationships, with anything moving forward, put out your intention. Have that be something. And I understand if we're first getting to know each other, putting out that intention doesn't make a ton of sense. But once we've gotten to a place where we're feeling a sense of flow or we're feeling something, let's say what's going on with us, right? A lot of us in relationships like to think that our other person that we're talking to is a mind reader, and that's just not the case. So maybe he wants something too, but it's important to ask to kind of see where he's at. And then from there, kind of see how you feel. But hopefully that does help shed some insight. No, you're okay. So So Gigi, whenever these readings go up live, unless something happens to YouTube, these readings stay up. I don't take these readings down. So if you need to come back and go to your readings, so I would say right now I've been on for 2 hours. I don't know when our reading started. It probably started 30 minutes ago, but about the hour and a half, hour, maybe even an hour and 20-minute mark when I was live. I will keep this up. You can come back to this and view it as much as you want. And if you want to do a reading where it's not in front of a lot of people, it's more private, we can do that too. I have my website down below, and we can do a private reading if that would be something you'd be more comfortable with. I would understand that too. So thank you so much, my friend, for coming on here. And yeah, I appreciate you helping to support the channel. Okay, so Chloe, would you like to give me your question? You're very welcome, Guitar Girl. You're very, very welcome. Okay. So while we're waiting for Chloe's question, I will read to you. Oh, there we go. There's the question. I was going to read to you guys every name that's ever existed. I was going to start with the A's first and then go through. Anyway. Oh, yeah, you said general. That's what you said. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to see what the cards show for my near future, as I have literally no idea what is going to happen now. Okay. So I can understand that. There's some vulnerability here. What's really awesome, Chloe, and it may not feel awesome in the moment. I can understand that. But what's really good is when something ends, something new can begin. And sometimes the thing that ended, maybe it was something that in some way we wanted to see what would happen if we could try something else, right? So there could be something along those lines where we get to have a new start, kind of a fresh new start. So let's look here. I've got the Energy Oracle cards right here. And let me see. You were fine with it. You wanted to stop. Perfect. That's good anyway, right? If you're fine with it, you wanted to stop it anyway. You had something that sort of put the brakes on for you, so that's good. So let me see what I can find here. And is it okay with you, Chloe, if we try Psychic Connection a little bit? I don't know if I'm going to get anything, but depending on the connection, I might be able to get something. So it just depends. I'd love it if it was more specific on who I connect with, but sometimes it's just sort of random. I'm learning though, guys. I'm learning. Okay, so awesome. Okay, thank you, Chloe. Thank you. All right, so let's do this. Let's do a couple more shuffles here. All righty. Oh, thank you, Chloe. Have you been in the chat before, or do you just kind of watch after the fact? I can't remember. I feel like I want to say I feel like I've seen you before. I haven't. Not the best memory, though. Yeah. All right. But thank you for saying I do a good job. I try my best. So let's shuffle these cards. I've read for you before. I'm so sorry. I forget. That's on me, though. I will. I forgot my story for a second. I will. Yes. Okay. Now it's making sense. Now, okay. Yeah, I will literally forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. It was ages ago. Okay. So you're giving me a pass. I can tell you're being very kind and you're saying, it was a long time ago. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Thank you. That's very sweet. But I'll tell you how forgetful I am. On multiple occasions, I've done this. I've been holding my glasses in my hand, and I've walked around the house for 10 or 15 minutes. And I was even like singing a song, or I was doing something. I was like pointing with my glasses at things. Okay. I did not realize they were in my hand for the longest time. And I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. So the forgetful psychic, not the title I wanted, but it's probably the one I'm going to have. So let's do this, Chloe, and let's see what we can find for you. Okay. I was practicing mediumship. Okay. Or yeah, okay. Makes sense. I still need to practice. I still need to practice my mediumship. It just depends. That is sometimes something I feel like I can do, and sometimes it's a little harder for me to get into that headspace at this point in time. All right, so what do we have for Chloe? Okay, okay. So the very first thing I'm seeing here is we have the garden and the gate in reverse, happy family in reverse, and rest and rejuvenation in reverse. So right now, Chloe, this is going to be a time for you to stop. This is just stop. Like that's what I'm seeing here. I'm almost seeing it's like there's a hand coming up and it's saying just stop. And then I'm seeing this too. So as we're talking about just stopping, resting, allowing ourselves to, I guess, breathe for as long as we can. A lot of times we become human doings instead of human beings, right? We shouldn't have to feel like we have to achieve anything to be human, because I don't think that's how being human works. Pretty sure it doesn't. I'll have to check my manual. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So the butterfly was something else that I saw, and the butterfly represents to me a few things. The butterfly represents the feminine stretching its wings, the divine feminine stretching its wings. So allowing things to come to us, allowing ourselves to feel like we can be kind of free and expressive. Possibly maybe there's a creative something that we're wanting to do, maybe self-employment, but primarily what I'm seeing is the butterfly. The butterfly symbolically cannot really fly in a heavy storm. Its wings are too delicate. And I feel like right now in your life, it seems to me like it's time for you to take a rest. It's time for you to take a break, at least for a little bit. Possibly we focus on other people more than we focus on ourselves. And I feel like you're being forced into a situation where now you come into the forefront. And I'm seeing it like popcorn popping, which means to me it was sudden. It was spontaneous in a way, but part of you kind of felt like it was coming, right? Or part of you kind of felt like it would stink if this happened, but if it did, I'd handle it, or whatever it happened to be. But I'm feeling like it was that kind of scenario. The other thing here that I'm seeing is, okay, I need to take a step back. Just need to take a step back here. So, have you been experiencing, Chloe, any pain like behind the knee or by the knee? I feel like it could be either left or right side, but I'm wondering if there's any pain you've been experiencing, or any, because I see your knee and then I see fire around it, and that to me can say pain or something uncomfortable around the knee. And if that part doesn't make sense, that's okay. Again, I'm practicing. I'm trying. You have a very sore right knee today. Okay, so that makes sense. So the fire around the knee, can't walk properly. Okay, so let's talk about this. The butterfly, like I said, it represents sensitivity. Now, I can honestly, I feel like I'm kind of in your shoes right now, and I feel like I can, okay, focus. All right. I feel like I'm in your shoes right now, and I feel like especially on days where you can't walk properly or you can't do anything, that's the day we want to do the most. That's the day we want to get shit done. Kind of funny how that works. Is that when we can't do it, oh man, we want to do it so much more. We want to do it so much more on the days where we cannot do. Okay. So that's something that we need to change. That's something we need to focus on here. And actually, I'm going to do this really quick. So stay with me here, you guys. I'm actually going to go into my studio room here so that we can get more stuff going on, moving around some stuff. Let me see what else we can get. I'm coming right back. All right, I'm back. Just getting my stuff set down here. I have my iPad. I use this to get information and then I write it down because remember when I said how forgetful I am? When psychic information comes in, it can be super fast. And so as soon as I get it, I write it down. So if it seems like mid-conversation, I write something down. No, sometimes I'm doing that. I'm also feeling a sense of being really, really hyper. There's a lot of energy here. So this is something. I don't know if this is something you have, Chloe, where we're talking about an abundance of energy. This to me feels like there's a creative force inside of you that's wanting to get out, and it expresses itself through creative energy or anxiety. Possibly at nighttime, we could have insomnia. The way I'm seeing it here is it's like it's a lot. It's a lot of energy. I'm starting to calm down now, but my right side, near where, like right here, I can't really show you the exact spot, but right there, I'm starting to feel like a dull ache. And then for some reason, I don't know if you've been on any antibiotics recently. I'm wondering if maybe your gut microbiome might be out of whack. I don't know if you're doing something now to sort of get that in line, like taking probiotics and things like that. But I'm wondering if there's something there. Again, you let me know. I know this was supposed to be finding out where to go in life, but finding out where to go in our body is just as good for starters. Okay, so sharp. And thank you guys for those of you that have donated and waited and been waiting. I appreciate that, everyone. Know that I'll spend some time on you as well. I do like to take my time, and everyone, I do appreciate your patience. I may be a fast talker, but I do like to take my time here. Okay, so maybe something with the tongue as well. I'm wondering if, now I'm thinking, because of the tongue, I had COVID. I don't know if you've ever had COVID, but you lose your sense of taste and smell. Maybe there could be something there, but I felt like there was something with the tongue as well. Apparently my guide wants to talk about health. And I don't really get a choice with this one. He kind of just comes in and does his thing, and I'm grateful, but sometimes, a lot of times, it's not a health reading. But it comes up when it needs to, I suppose. So, Chloe, is anything I'm saying making sense? Maybe you're typing something right now. I don't want to get in the way of that. Keep typing if that's what you're doing. Don't feel like you have to answer me right away. Okay. I'm starting to feel myself calm down now. Okay. Let's look here. All right, then something I'm seeing is I'm feeling like I'm telling myself the train has left the station. Maybe that's something we've told ourselves a few times. The train has left the station. It's too late for me to get on the train, meaning possibly starting over again or looking for something could be. Let's see. Yeah. Well, my left hip was sore. I gained 30 kilograms being in this town. So yeah, my stomach is not okay and my tongue is sore. I might have oral cancer, but yeah. Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that, Chloe. That can be something that we're okay. So my spirit guide was telling me with this kind of stuff, we need to focus on getting the microbiome, getting things right, where we're focused more on health. No, you're. Why are you sorry? Thank you, though. I appreciate you saying that. That I'm pretty accurate. I'm trying. I'm trying. Could I give? So I recently lost. Okay, I recently lost about 30 pounds in 2 months. And all I did was change my diet slightly, and maybe it would help you as well. And possibly, it sounds like there's some pain. It sounds like there's some pain in the body, and I'm feeling like it's primarily okay. You know all this. Okay, then you know. All right, I'll just say keto. Keto was helpful for me, but the rest of this, let's look. So we have the train. You have the train, getting on the train, all aboard, feeling like we missed the train. Okay. There's still time here. There is still time here. And when it comes to what happened now, it's so you know that it's time for you to focus on something more creative. I feel like possibly we've worked for other people. We've seen how other people can be successful using us as their labor force. We've seen how other things can happen, how other companies can grow. But I'm feeling like possibly it might be time for you to take things into your own hands. And maybe that's a scary thought. Maybe that's a scary thought, but I have a feeling if you started your own business or did something, I'm seeing a champagne cork pop, which is you saying you've done it. So have you thought about starting your own business? Because when I saw the champagne cork pop, I'm wondering if you've thought about doing something, but maybe you talk yourself out of it. Okay. Okay. So that makes sense. So now we're in a place where, like you said, you were sad, you weren't able to express yourself. I can understand that. That leads to other things. That leads to other things happening, and that leads to us kind of not knowing what to do, right? I mean, obviously, you're here asking those questions. So, first thing I'm going to say here is we need to find a way that we can express ourselves, right? That can be. Hold on. That can be through any number of ways. But then as I'm talking about expressing yourself, talking about you expressing yourself, I'm seeing a claw kind of come in like this. And that to me feels like there's something that's got its hooks in you. It could be self-doubt. It could be something that happened rather recently, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Maybe there was multiple things. But it feels like there's something here that kind of has its hooks in. And as I'm seeing that, it's holding us back from that creative expression. So I'm wondering if you might know what that is. Maybe there was just one event that was affecting you, but it could be a couple. And you don't have to tell me specifically what the event was if you don't want to share that. Completely understand. And I'll say this right now. So you don't know what that could be. Okay, so maybe it might come to you a little bit later. I'm feeling like there was something that happened that kind of changed our perception or your perception. But if it's not making sense, that's okay too. It can be something that maybe comes up later. So right now I'm on Chloe, and then I'm going to go to Amber, and then Laura H. And so just so you guys know kind of where we're coming from here. And then if Starseed Glow wants to donate another 8, then she can be on the list as well, because it's $10 a question, and she donated 2, so it would be another $8 for her to be on the list, and she would be after Laura H. Okay. So specifically, let's look at this, because I can get more symbolic energy from this kind of stuff. So let's look at these energy cards that I have here, and these will be able to tell us what we can be working on. So what does Chloe need to be working on right now? What does Chloe need to be working on right now? And I'll actually do this too, so you guys can see me a little better. Let me see here. Okay, I have my lights. They're on my phone, and then I can just turn them on here. So there we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so let's look at what we can talk about here when it comes to what energy does Chloe. Let's see. What does Chloe need to work on moving forward? What do you need to work on moving forward? Let's see. One more shuffle. Okay. Okay, first card we get, Blossoming Abundance in reverse. Then we get Healer of the Ages in reverse. And then we get the Envy card in reverse. So I feel like what's going on here is maybe we've stopped thinking of other people as being more fortunate than us. Maybe there's this sense of us trying to not judge other people's successes or failures as harshly, which I feel like is good. So there's something where we're shifting between not judging people as harshly, and in turn, maybe working on our own self-judgment as well. I feel like that's a good thing. I do feel like that's a good thing. I do see these two cards right next to each other, though. Okay, Blossoming Abundance in reverse and Healer of the Ages in reverse. And part of this is making me think that maybe we feel like we have to be at a certain point in our life before we can succeed at doing what it is we want. Maybe we have these set of goals, these ambiguous goals, that we feel like if we accomplish those, then we can be successful, and then we can do what we really want to do. Would you say, Chloe, that you hold yourself back from saying going for it? Would you say that you hold yourself back from trying to do something because in your mind maybe you've already failed before you've started? Or what what's kind of the mentality there? Hey, buddy. Who's a good kitty? It's Yoshi. He's the good kitty. Okay, so that explains it. Okay. I guess so. I don't think I am capable / terrified of being exposed to the world. And if you're going about doing something, possibly starting your own business or going into a creative endeavor, vulnerability is kind of a big part of that. Maybe we feel like what we have to offer isn't something anyone would want, but I feel there's something in you that would be most beautifully expressed, right? It's not a conventional way of doing things. I don't know. Okay, so hold on, Chloe. When you say it's not a conventional way of doing things, I don't know. Do you mean, can you elaborate on that just a little bit more for me? Because something we can do that makes it, because sometimes, thanks for the like, I saw someone like, sometimes when we're working on building, like for instance, I've been taught to do things the normal way. Okay, so if we're looking at thinking outside the box or we're looking at doing something, what we can do is we can focus first on building up a skill set, and we do that in steps. We don't do that all at once. Okay. Get a job, etc. Okay. Um, and there's a lot that demands that kind of thing, getting a job or whatever it happens to be very conventional. So I can understand that. But let's kind of focus on this and see if we're talking what this applies to whatever it is we'd want to learn or whatever it is we would want to pursue. The best thing we can do is start really small. Like you're saying, you've got time now. I feel like the best thing we can do is to start really small on learning something. Like, let's say, for instance, you wanted to start an online shop or you wanted to do something like that. Taking your time and understanding what that would require of you, and each day learning a little bit more, that's going to be a way where we can have success. If we think we have to do everything all at once right now, right away, we're going to psych ourselves out, and then we're not going to do it because it feels big. It feels massive. But that's something, when I started my channel, before I started it, I had to get used to doing a lot of things. And one of those things was talking on camera. One of those things was because I was not good at it. It was like watching a fish out of water. It wasn't good. But you learn over time. And for you, I feel like we need to expose you to something in a gentle way so that you can learn that there is no danger to it. I'm almost wondering if there can be like possibly classes or something that you could take to help you with whatever it is you want to learn. Being surrounded by people or a teacher that could possibly further our ability, rather than feeling like we have to be on our own, because something is telling me, Chloe, that I feel like there can be a lone wolf energy with you, but not necessarily because you want to. Maybe because you don't know any other way, as a possibility. But I get that feeling a little bit with you. But I also see someone who's very kind, very sensitive, and very caring, and has possibly been taken advantage of more times than seems necessary. So I could see there being part of you that would be standoffish, especially with new opportunities, because new can mean scary. It can mean, yeah, okay. So new can be scary. New can be something that's really hard for us to sort of be in. When it comes to so Chloe, you tell me here, okay? Specifically, I know you said you didn't have a specific question, but if you could think of one right now, I feel like we're addressing some things, but if you have another question here, something a little more specific, I can see if I can get something psychically, and then we can go from there and do that. Because I just want to make sure you feel like your question is addressed, or you feel like it was answered adequately. Hey, Pure Zen, how are you doing? Thank you. Blessings to you too. And thank you for the like. I'm thinking that was you that liked the video. I appreciate that. Okay, well, I'll say this, Kelly. Or not Kelly, Chloe. I'll say this, Chloe. Whatever it is you're wanting to do, give it time. Be gentle with yourself in the meantime and focus on learning things in small bite-sized steps rather than feeling like we have to do everything at once. For instance, I started this channel like 5 years ago, and at first it was overwhelming, but then I started doing things like small little things every day, like maybe learning something new, and then putting it on the back burner. And then the next day, maybe learning something else. Or you can think of it like this. It's called chunking, right? Kind of an odd name for it, but it's called chunking. And it's when you learn in bite-sized chunks. And that can look like this. A lot of gurus and people out there say to meditate, just meditate 30 minutes a day. If you can meditate 30 minutes a day, you're good. And I'm thinking, okay. But if I've never meditated before, and you're giving me the equivalent of a meditation marathon when I've never meditated before, I'm not going to succeed. So the way we do something is instead of meditating for 30 minutes, once or one time a day, whatever, we can start in 5-second intervals. Let's see if we can clear our mind for 5 seconds. Okay, let's see if we can clear our mind for another 5 seconds. It starts by having us do very, very small steps. Over time, those turn into big changes. But if we're expecting a huge change to happen, we will psych ourselves out. And when we do that, we are giving up an opportunity because we're scared, because it feels like it's too big. And it's not. Anything is within our grasp, within maybe a couple hundred baby steps, but everything's kind of there that we can take. And that's how I learned meditation. That's one of the ways. Starting very, very slow, starting with 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, seeing how long I could hold having a blank mind. And then if thoughts come in, you gently move them to the side and you kind of move through them instead of paying attention to them and reacting to them. But that takes practice. But that's an example, right? You can apply that to anything. For instance, if you wanted to start a shop online, one day, be thinking of a name, be brainstorming a name, or for a week, be having that where you can brainstorm. The next day, learn the logistics of it in some way. And there's books and stuff that can help on this too. But I do feel, Chloe, that you would be much better served in a creative endeavor, something where you're expressing yourself creatively, because I feel like that's where you shine. I feel like if you're in something where you can't be creative or expressive, that feels stifling, right? we do it to earn the money, or we do it to do this or that, but maybe there's no passion behind it. Hey, Pure Zen. So sometimes I get that too, the brain fog, or the brain kind of wandering, right? Sort of like a camera going through its different focusing apertures, and it can't quite stick to one. It's like you're trying to focus on something and it keeps slipping away. So I can understand that. But hopefully, Chloe, what I've been saying, hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that helps you in some way. And if we can work towards, I talk about the keto stuff a lot because for me that helped. If you want to try something like that, that can be helpful too. Get you in a better place, physically, if that's something you'd want to try. But I know that these kinds of things, they take time. And I don't want you to feel rushed because at this point in your life right now, Chloe, I feel like you need to take your time. I feel like it's important that you're taking your time now as much as you can. Okay, I'm going to go to another question here. Hopefully, again, that helps. Well, that's all you can ask for, Pure Zen. That's about all you can ask for, is just doing your best, right? Okay, so I think our next person here is, let me see. Okay, so Laura H., are you still there? I know you donated a very long time ago. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but let's move you into this list here. So Laura H., if you're there, please, I know you asked your question. I'll go up and read it again. You don't have to type it again. Just give me a hi, or give me a hey if you're still there, or whatever you'd want to say. Yeah, Laura H., we're doing your reading now. If you're not there, you can come back and watch this reading. I'll actually do this. This will be actually a pretty easy thing for me to do. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up for a minute. And so if they're scrubbing through the video, they can find where they need to be. Of course, it's backwards. Oh, that'll work. I'll just hold this up. So Laura H., okay, you're here. Perfect. I was going to hold this up for a certain amount of time, so when you're scrubbing through the video, you could find your reading. All right, so is new love coming your way in 2022? Let's look at that here. I'm going to draw some cards and we're going to see. Something is telling me, though, Laura, and I don't know if this is significant to you or not, but I'm feeling September, something in September. You're very welcome, Laura. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for coming back. I know I take my time doing my readings. But yeah, something is telling me there's a significant event possibly happening in September, obviously next year. When it comes to a new love connection, let me do this here. Okay. So let me see what else I can get here. September. But then I feel like there's something in December as well. I feel like there's something in December, this year, where something could possibly happen. But I'm trying to think what that could be. So, okay. September of next year, December of this year. Feels like there's events. I don't know if there's major events or if something's happening in those months, but it feels like there's something. But let's keep looking here. And I'll draw some cards too. I'm just trying to see psychically what I can kind of pick up. Let's see here. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Laura. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm seeing something where, and this is a health thing again. I'll do your. You probably don't want any health psychic information. If you tell me you want health psychic information, I can give it to you. My guide apparently thinks that is the only way to help people, which it does. It can help people, but you came here for a love reading. So you just let me know what you would want to do. And if you want to just focus on the love part, I get that. I completely understand it. But let's do this here. So appreciate all the information. Okay, so then I'll go into a little bit of the health part then. So I'm wondering if you suffer from, what is it called, like IBS or Crohn's disease or something where the stomach is upset a lot of the time. I was being shown like a little man jumping around in your stomach. And it was like this, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I don't know if that means anything to you. I don't know if those are symptoms that you have, if there's like any inflammation in the gut or if there's something going on with the stomach. Possibly maybe lower back pain too. I'm not sure. Or maybe you've recovered from something recently. Again, I'm not sure, but it's kind of what I'm being shown. No, but you're often anxious. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'll take mental note of that. Anxious. Awesome. Okay. Okay, I can see that. Okay. And does the anxiety, would you say, Laura, is it worse at night? Okay. Let's do this. I'll focus back around on the love reading here. It's during the day. Okay. Okay. So let's focus back on the love reading and see what we can get. Because I'm feeling, as far as the health one goes, not connecting too much there. And that's okay. I get to practice, right? And I appreciate you letting me practice. So let's look at this. So I said December, September. I'm actually going to take this back here and I'll write down what I got. Or we can just remember that. September of 2022 or December of this year, it feels like there's like a connection coming. The one in December that I'm feeling, it feels like possibly someone we know. The one in September feels like it's someone new. But that's what I'm getting in December. And I'm feeling like the person that's reaching out has maybe been cold or distant in the past. But it feels like something could happen in December. But it feels like someone who is more distant. So let's look at the December one, and then let's look at the September feeling that I was getting. And guys, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing and tickling the little bell icon down there so you know when I'm live, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that immensely. Okay. Okay, so the person in December that I was talking about, I get 7th chakra Archangel Uriel in reverse. So this person that might be reaching out in December, I'm feeling like this is someone you learned maybe some tough spiritual lessons from. So someone who maybe taught you some things about yourself, right? And maybe not in the most pleasant way. So it could be that kind of situation where someone from the past is reaching out. Again, I feel like they're kind of a cold individual. I don't feel like this is a person you would be looking for, but for some reason in December, they have their eyes on you. That's what I'm feeling. Let's look at this September one, though. Let's look at this. And I know that's a ways away. I know September is a ways away, but that's what I'm feeling here. And Laura H., right? You get to choose what's going on. I want you to be aware of that, obviously, but set boundaries and say what you will and won't stand for. In fact, I feel like writing down what you would and wouldn't want in a partner would be a really good exercise, and it would help the universe to attract what you would want. But then when you write those things down, you have to say that you won't stand for anything less. So we have to practice on setting boundaries, and we have to practice on not settling for lesser than, just because maybe we feel alone, or we feel like it would be nice to have some company. It's a lot worse to be with a person and feel alone with that person when they're in the room than anything else. September's not really that far away, really. No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Hey, Jake White. So I do, it's $10. I don't do any free questions. I do $10 a question or 3 questions for 25. I think I'll take one more question, and then I'm going to head out. But I'm going to address Amber's question after Laura's, or Amber's questions after Laura's. And then if someone else wants to go, we can do that. Okay, Laura H., I agree with you. Perfect. So having those values and those kinds of things written down, we can check and see if the people match that. And we need to look out for possible red flags. Like if you start a relationship with someone and immediately they're trying to be controlling with you, or they're trying to tell you the things you can and can't do, like with yourself, that's not good. Look for people that have your best interest at heart, and have that be something you use going forward. Also, in a manifestation kind of way, Laura, you can say, I want the universe to give me the lessons that I need to learn to attract the right kind of love, the right kind of unconditional love in my life. Okay. It could be some way of wording like that, but have that be something, because then the universe can guide you towards lessons that can help you to understand what kind of that unconditional love could feel like. So that can be something that can be helpful as well. Okay. Perfect. You're working on boundaries. Love that. I love that. Okay. So this person in September, yin yang upright. Okay. This is good. This is a really good card. Yin yang obviously represents duality, right? And we've talked about that many times. Masculine, feminine, black and white, male, female, night, day, left and right. There can't be one without the other, because the one defines the other through the opposite expression of itself. So in this situation in September, I do feel like you're going to find someone who mixes with you well. They match with you well. Now, what this means is, it doesn't mean it's going to be right. Nice. That's good. That's good. It doesn't mean it's going to be the perfect relationship, because I don't believe in that. I do not believe in perfect relationships. What I believe in, though, is that two people can meet each other where they're at now, and they can both help each other do better with their own lives in the future. That's what I'm talking about. You're not going to find perfection, but you're going to find something that you can work on. And I feel like for you, Laura, that's what you've been wanting. It's something you can work on, or someone who can work with you through things that have happened. So I feel like in September, there's a strong possibility for you finding someone that could be a match for you. But this is the important part. You have to take steps. You have to start taking steps now. September is 10 months away. I think that's right, 10 months. And we have time during those 10 months. We have time. You said you're working on setting boundaries. I really want you to work on that. Really, really. I want you to work on that big time. The second thing is going to be that you need to focus on what you do want in a partner versus what you don't want. It's important for you to write those down or to have something where we can refer back to it. And I want you to see, especially in December, if there's something that comes up, I want you to see the situation for what it is. If this person was someone who was not a positive match for you in the past, don't be thinking that it's going to be the same, or don't be thinking that it's going to be different. Okay, don't be thinking anything along those lines when it comes to a possible connection, because yes, people can change, they can, but a lot of times people will come back to us and it's kind of the exact same situation. So really feel things out in that kind of way. But yeah, I'm going to say September. I can't tell if it's like the start, the middle, or the end, but I feel like sometime in September there can be things. Awesome, thank you, Laura. There can be things that happen. Another thing we can do that I would want you to work on as well is that. So let's say that we have a life that is very kind of like we wake up and we do the exact same thing every day. We see the exact same people every day, and there's no break from that. In order to find love in a situation like that, it's probably not going to be a very easy thing. So I would want you to be trying new things. I'd want you to put yourself out there and try new things. Put yourself in an environment where things could be, maybe it's taking a class on learning a new skill or something, or maybe it's going to a dance at some place. But I want you to try going different places, because if we're someone that sees the same people and we're in the same environments all the time, the universe doesn't have a lot of avenues to give us openings to find love. We need to put ourselves out there in some way in order for something to come to us, because it's not just going to fall on our doorstep. We have to take steps. We have to actively be kind of searching for it as well, because that's going to be something that helps us. Does that make sense, Laura? If we are seeking it, okay, it is seeking us. And if we just need to put in the effort and the time and realize it's not going to fall in our lap, because it doesn't work that way. Okay, so that's what I was feeling there. We've been in hermit mode, possibly to protect ourselves from the criticizing or the judgment of other people. But in order to find love and put ourselves out there, we have to be vulnerable. We have to be vulnerable. That doesn't mean that we're giving our heart to anyone. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we have to be vulnerable enough to do that. So what you said makes sense. Okay, perfect. So put yourself in a place where, and maybe it's a gentle thing, Laura. Maybe it's not even going out so like in a physical way. You can take online classes. You can do different things, but I want you to be trying different things so that we could possibly have more and more avenues for you to find somebody. And in turn, as you're setting boundaries and you're trying to look for this person, you're also going to discover things about yourself. And it's going to create a more rich personality for you. It's going to create more of a diversification for you to work on as well. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So Amber, are you still there? Awesome, Amber. Okay, would you want to ask your questions? You are so welcome, Laura. Thank you so much. I appreciate the donation. And yeah, I think you got this. I do think you got this. Just stretching here, getting myself stretched. Awesome, Laura H. I will look forward to that. I will look forward to that. I enjoy helping you, and I really appreciate both your patience, Laura and Amber. I appreciate your patience. You guys are awesome. You don't rush me. I appreciate that so much because I know I can be slow. I know I can be very slow, but I appreciate you guys being patient more than anything. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. You're generous too. You've been on here a few times and you've been very kind. It's nice to find people that just kind of let you breathe, let you exist, you know? And I appreciate that because that's exactly what you guys do. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do here. So let's address the first one. How does RJ currently feel about me? So let's look at that. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Okay, so how does RJ currently feel about you? Let's look here. Let me shuffle the cards. Ugh, man. Okay, let's do 2 more shuffles here and we'll see how RJ is currently feeling about Amber. There we go. Okay. Almost poked myself in the eye there, guys. Don't do that. All right, so let's do this. Man, okay. So Amber, you tell me if this resonates here because this is interesting. You always do tell me, but thank you for the like. Whoever liked, I appreciate that very much. I can see when I'm doing this setup, I can see who likes, and it's awesome. Okay, so we get 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. We get cornucopia. And then we get 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Awesome. Thank you for the other like. I love that. These cards right here, and I felt a thickness around me, which sounds, I know that sounds weird, okay? But sometimes when I breathe, there's a sense of density that comes around me. So I feel like there's spirit right here. So some of this is going to be from spirit, and this is also pretty spiritual messages right here. So right here, Amber, I'm feeling like there's a sense of respect. This person respects you. I'm feeling there's a sense of abundance here. You tell me, Amber, if this is making sense, because these 3 cards, these are really, really good cards to have in a relationship reading. And I'm feeling like there's a lot of good stuff going on here. But again, I'm curious. And while you're typing, Amber, I'm going to come right back. I just got to grab a drink. Hold on, guys. Oh, okay. RJ ghosted, but recently contacted me again. I'm considering my options. Hi, may I ask a question? Hi, Lauren. Okay, so and thank you. Someone else liked the video too. I appreciate that, guys. So Natalie and Lauren, it's $10 a question, or 3 questions for 25. I might do one more question. So if you guys are wanting to do a reading, now would be the time. You guys can pay, and then you would be the next in line. Right now, I'm reading for Amber. So okay, so Amber, the second person that we're talking about here, you said it might be for them because RJ ghosted. I'm trying to think. Which was the person you were with? Because there was someone you were involved with intimately who had trouble, let's say, he was trying to raise Cain, but he wasn't able. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? He had difficulty with something. That wasn't RJ, right? That was someone else. Or was that RJ? I can't remember for sure. Because these 3 cards here, if there's 2 people, but RJ has been MIA, I would definitely say these 3 cards would probably be the other person. Hey, buddy. Yes, that's the new guy, and he still has performance issues. Okay, so that's what I was thinking about. Is we were talking about, okay, RJ was the one who ghosted. I remember that. It wasn't that the guy that had the he's like wealthy, or he's affluent in some way, or like I said, wealthy, well off, and then he ghosted you, right? That's the same RJ we're talking about? Thank you, Rada. I appreciate that. Okay, so GD. Awesome. Yes, that's the same one. Okay, perfect. Thank you, GD. I appreciate that. Let me add you to the list here. Hold on. Oh. All right, GD just donated, so I'm going to add them to the list. And Lauren just donated, so I'm going to add her to the list. Okay. All right, GD and then Lauren. Okay, so it's going to go Amber, GD, and then Lauren. I'm just writing you guys down here so I don't get you mixed up. Okay, no. Stop it. No. Don't pick on your sister. Like I said, the cats like to fight each other. I've said that before. Okay. Okay, so the one guy here, Amber, maybe with RJ, what I could say is something that I feel like is happening is that RJ ghosted and then he possibly comes back, and maybe there was some chemistry there, but there was also some trauma that was tied in with that, because when he ghosted and he left, it probably hurt us, because we don't get to know what happened. We don't get to understand that part unless he wants to teach us. Hey, buddy, come on. All right. Just don't want to fight the other cat. And so RJ comes back in, and maybe we think there's something that can be happened here. And it kind of feels like we could renew our sense of self-esteem in some way with RJ, because we feel like someone has come back that's hurt us, right? And I feel like in that situation, yeah, Absolutely. GD, thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. That's very kind. But that's what I'm feeling here. And maybe we feel like with RJ, we reconnect. That takes away some of the pain or some of the suffering that happens here. But I feel like this other guy, even though there can be performance issues, I feel like this is one of the better relationships you've been in for a while. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you've talked about this person, it seems like, yes, they have a stressful job, they have all this stuff, but I feel like they put you first more than other people, and I feel like they're willing to try with you. Where RJ, if he left before you guys were even serious, right? If he left before you guys were even serious, imagine what he would do if things got very serious. That's the kind of energy that I'm talking about here. We don't want to be with someone who is going to be non-committal. It's okay. It's okay to be with someone who's non-committal if that's what you want as well. I don't see anything wrong with that. But it sounds to me, Amber, like you want a stronger connection. It sounds to me like you want something that's worthwhile instead of being with people that don't treat us right. Take a drink here. Okay. All right. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense, because I'm not trying to be. I just know how that can be. I just know how there can be this kind of situation where we look for something to help kind of bridge the gap. And with RJ coming back, there's this sense of like, I can undo what happened. I don't have to focus on another painful event. You tell me, Amber, though. You tell me what you're feeling here. What's your mental process look like with this? There's no wrong answers, right? There's nothing. I'm just curious, because you've been on the channel many times, Amber, and you've always been an awesome supporter. And if you know, if I can help or be there for you, let's do this. Okay. In the meantime, let me go here. I had everyone written down here so far. I didn't respond to him and wasn't planning on it because I didn't feel like he's changed, but I don't want to be wrong and miss out. Hey, Mimi. So $10 for one question, or three questions for 25. Yeah, so I didn't respond to him and wasn't planning on it because I didn't feel like he's changed, but I don't want to be wrong and miss out. Okay, so I can understand that. I can understand things have happened, and maybe we don't trust our own judgment because things have happened in the past that have invalidated our sense of judgment, right? Or people have said that our judgment is off or something, right? People have tried to be manipulative here. So I feel like you're, first off, not responding, not looking at it. That's awesome. Okay. You're setting a boundary right there, Amber. And if I could high five you through the screen, I would, because not looking, when someone ghosts you, right? When someone just leaves and then they try to message you back and you don't even look at it, man, that's kudos. That's kudos to you, because you're someone who, I feel like you're someone who's starting to get stronger and stronger standards and more boundaries. If something happens, I feel like you're saying, okay, if that's how you want to treat me, you just showed your true colors. And so, in my opinion, with this, I feel like the other person that we've been talking about, and for some reason, when I was drawing these cards, I thought RJ was the other person, for some reason. But I've had a good feeling when you've been talking about this other guy.